I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful
to
come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
on
to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No,
even today.
You said thank
even
you.
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Zelensky and Trump and J.D. Vance. It was just like
tag team.
Friends.
They tag teaming on Zelensky.
Butt buddies.
Yeah, so there was a huge blow up after a minerals deal with the White House fell through. Basically Trump and J.D. Vance kind of punked
No,
Zelensky.
they ain't kinda. They tried.
They tried.
They ain't punk him because the only way you would have said they punked him if he'd have gave in and accepted the deal. He wouldn't accept the deal. Even when Trump was sitting here beside him, you know what I'm saying, he touching him. Like,
yeah. But didn't Trump kick him out and say
yeah,
no deal?
he kicked him out, but it was all because Zelensky stood up to both of their asses, you know what I'm saying? Because Trump was trying to say, well, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be in the position that you are. And you know what I'm saying?
Which is true.
Let's get some backdrop. The U.S. had negotiation with the Russians without the Ukrainians there. So already one-sided. Then on top of that, he holds a press conference, brings Zelensky here to the White House, then basically saying, look, you want our protection, sign this deal with the minerals deal.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be in the war. And he basically was talking to him, and then
which he was.
Right. And then on top of that, he basically like, Obama. Like, damn.
I don't think people really understand what happened. And this is another thing of...
Oh, they don't understand what happened.
No. It's another thing of history being rewritten. Because the way Trump is coming off is like Ukraine invaded Russia. And that's not what happened here.
Nope.
That is not what happened. That's how...
But Trump is buddies with Putin.
And Trump is trying to play it off like, well, you trying to get peace. They invaded his country. Mm-hmm. And as a president, I have the utmost respect for him because he's holding firm for his people that were invaded.
Trying to punk him, basically saying if you want our help, he first said if you want our help, then you're gonna have to resign, and y'all hold a new election, which that is against the law. You cannot try to put a puppet government in. That's actually almost a damn quote unquote coup. He's saying it out loud, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, you know what I'm saying? He really tried to embarrass him on the world stage, and Zelensky was like, nah, we ain't doing that.
But wasn't Zelensky the one who wanted the press there?
I don't think so. You know, Trump always. Trump always want.
Regardless of how it played out, it shows how, first of all, they try to conduct business. It just shows you how Trump tries to conduct business with people that aren't on his good side, because you know he wouldn't talk to Putin like that. Secondly, he liked
tyrants.
Secondly, he was like, well, you know, because my boy didn't wear a suit and stuff like that. But since I can remember, every time I see this man on TV,
he always had that. He always dressed like that.
Fatigues.
Yeah.
Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, you have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish. Okay. Yes, maybe one. Maybe something like yours. Yes. Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you.
He's coming from a war. He's in war.
So you still put a suit on to be the president.
How you gonna put a suit on when you in constant battle? You want to show and represent your people that you down with.
My countrymen are fighting. I'm fighting with my countrymen.
Exactly.
I'm not putting on no suit to come up here. So if that was a problem, so be it. Tell Putin to call his goons off, and then we can talk peacefully. But you're not going to talk to Putin.
Only time this is Trump saying, "You want peace? Sign that minerals deal."
What does Putin want peace?
No.
The way you came at Zelensky, come at Putin like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
he ain't.
We know that, but I'm just saying. So people might disagree with me.
Remember, you got Trump Towers over there in Russia too now.
I completely agree with Zelensky. My people are in war right now, and every time you see me, I'm in fatigues.
Well, it looks like Ukraine owes us, the U.S., more than $180 billion in American aid sent to Kiev since the start of the war. And
was that discussed though? I don't think it was discussed that Ukraine was going to have to pay it back, because mind you, the U.S. is the leader of the free world.
We give money to everybody.
Right?
No, that money needs.
Hell, we give money. We give money to damn Israel every year. Billions of dollars, so supposedly protect themselves.
So I don't want. And then on top of that, Ukraine is backed by the rest of Europe.
Yeah,
right.
It's not like they're just backed by
that's in the back door.
Backed by the rest of Europe. So now he's putting us on the other side. We've never been on the other side.
We always, the U.S. ever since we came in World War I, we've always been the leader of the free world. So that means if any country that's being violated by being invaded by other countries, we step in and we help protect them. They have sovereignty, and the Russians are taking over their sovereignty.
But this is what we're going to deal with for the next 4 years. This is what we're
actually
going to
too, because without going too deep in it, a lot of MAGA people ain't happy with it. He started off calling himself king. You feel what I'm saying? And then a lot of them
voted for that.
And a lot of them are feeling it, because remember, we just talked about last week the Inflation Act. The Inflation Act is hurting those MAGA farmers.
Get what you asked for.
So yeah, they feeling this. They gonna feel it. He got 2 years. If he ain't got his in 2 years, watch how the Republicans lose power.
Nah.
I'm telling you, in history, you can go all the way back to Obama. I'm telling you, these are facts.
I want to give you that.
It's facts.
Of the doubt, but no, because look, this
midterms
back in office again.
I get it. But see, this is what, anytime Americans get mad because it ain't going their way, when midterms come, they let it be known. That's the reason why it's important that blacks vote, because when white folks is pissed off, when they ain't getting their or something affecting them, midterms come, they're gonna let you know. So in other words, they already hollering at certain senators that's in vulnerable states and hollering at them like, why are you not reeling? They pissed off because Elon Musk, an unelected official, going through everything and firing a lot of those federal workers are in red states.
Yeah.
So they getting it. They getting at these damn senators like, y'all not doing y'all job. So like I said, he got 2 years. when the midterms come around and this shit change up, watch how the Republicans lose power.
You think they're gonna lose power like that?
Yeah, they will, because they done it. I'm gonna tell you, each time they done it. When Bush came in, Bush 2 came in, they had the House and the Senate. Iraq came around, they lost the House, and it's all about check and balance. Obama, when he came in, he had the House and the Senate. Midterms came around, he lost power. Same thing. Trump, even his first term, the same thing happened with him. So history shows itself when Americans is not happy when midterms come around. Whoever's in power, they're gonna lose it.
Cool. Well, I look forward to that. So yeah, Zelensky made an appearance on Fox News Friday and said his back and forth with Trump and Vance was not good for both sides. And he also said Trump is not ready to end this 3-year war and needs to understand that Ukraine can't change its attitude towards Russia, because their main issue was Trump felt Zelensky was hostile to Putin. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of is. The man invaded his country.
Right, exactly. He got to defend this. He got to defend him and his people.
Yeah, so Trump is just kind of like, well, I don't know if we want this deal to go through if that's your attitude towards Putin. And I'm like,
again, Trump got business. He has business in Russia, so he has a personal interest in this shit.
Elon, Trump, Putin, they're all butt buddies, and it's corny.
Yeah, they all stroking each other butts.
It's super corny, but.
And then he go toy boy JD Vance coming in. Oh, won't you should just accept it? Like, man, sit your punk ass down.
We have to sit here and witness this foolishness, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play, because we did send them 180 billion in funds, and I'd like some of that money back. Especially.
Well, like I said, what came in play is building an American base over there. We the only country that has an American base in multiple other countries around the world. So by getting that, because remember, if you go all the way back right before Obama came in, right when he came in,
those are NATO countries, right?
Not Ukraine yet, but it's close to them. It's close to them.
The places we have bases at are NATO countries.
Some of them.
And that's why Putin is really after Ukraine, so they don't join NATO.
And one tidbit to this. Remember 12 years ago, U.S. was discussing putting ballistic missiles in Europe to fend off Russian advancement. So now it was a big quorum about that. It didn't calm down. So now imagine you help Ukraine out. Hey, Ukraine, we're gonna help you out, right? We're gonna help you out. In return, right? You're gonna allow us to build a army base over there. You feel what I'm saying? So we got a military base over there. That means we are strategically around the world in the backyard of our adversaries. That's what that was gonna turn about.
Cool. Well, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I'm just going to keep my eye on this, but that shot match was pretty cool. It seemed like a wrestling promo cut. I was waiting for like Putin or Trump to get up and just slap somebody.
No. And you know what? I wasn't fair at that, because if you look at Zelensky, he looked like
Zelensky would have whooped both
he gonna bust both of their ass.
What you mean it look like? That man is at war.
I know that, but
really
I'm just saying he outside of we gonna assume because he in war that he can whoop their ass, but that look combat built. He look like he got their ass whooped.
Don't know nothing about what Zelensky.
Yeah, they ain't want no smoke from Zelensky.
Zelensky is actually
Zelensky. Now imagine saying that 3 times fast.
He's actually on the ground with his people fighting.
Yeah.
So look, he's about that.
Yeah, he about that life. He want that smoke.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out.
But since then, the European nations, they automatically getting in emergency talks. Basically, they already seeing how Trump plan is out. So European nations is in talks to keep funding them, keep it going, because everybody knows if they lose that war, Russia's going to grab that land, and they're going to be in the back door of Germany and all those Eastern Europe countries.
And if you start there,
they're gonna keep land grabbing.
Where you gonna stop at?